Today, we're counting down the worst betrayals Peter Griffin faced from the people he trusted most. 10. Quagmire sleeps with Lois. Let's kick it off with one of the absolute worst moments.
I know, right? Gosh, I was just picking up a couple of hams to take down to the shelter, and here I run into you buying food to make dinner for your husband.
Yeah, remember that time Quagmire crossed the line with Lois? It happens in Big Man on Hippocampus, when Peter loses his memory and Quagmire swoops in to, comfort Lois.
Oh, I could listen for hours, Lois. Whew, boy, I don't know how a half a glass of wine got me so lightheaded.
I mean, we always knew Quagmire was a sleaze, but Peter's best friend making a move on his wife. That's next-level betrayal.
Whoops! Professor Klutz, the doctor is in. Oh, where's this heading?
Sure, Peter had no memory at the time, but when he finds out, oh man, you can feel his soul get crushed.
I'm back, Lois, and I'm sorry. I treated you so badly, but I hope you know it was only because I wasn't myself.
And honestly, this isn't the first time Quagmire's lusted after Lois. He's had his eye on her for years. There's always been tension there. So when he finally makes his move, it's like the ultimate backstab to Peter. What's even worse?
All right, you guys want the truth? Before me and Lois were married, our new friend used to slip at the old Pringles can.
Peter forgives him, eventually. Man, Peter really needs to set some boundaries. 9. Joe sues Peter. Joe might be the most dependable guy in the group, but even he's not above betraying Peter when things get rough.
Yeah, you should go for it, Joe. Secrets are what keep a marriage fresh. I have a CB radio in the basement.
Remember in Internal Affairs when Joe sues Peter? Yeah, it all starts when Peter accidentally injures Joe.
Well, that was sadder than what I was going for. Well, at least it's over. Oh, God, those are all final notice wheelchair.
Again, but this time Joe doesn't let it slide.
It is my experience that I am generally correct about most things.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Bonnie's been driving me away for some time now.
Nope. He takes Peter to court. I mean, really, Joe? Suing your best friend?
I am going to let Quagmire answer first.
Yeah, I'll go.
I shall go too.
Oh, great. I'll see you guys tonight.
That's some next-level betrayal right there.
Giggity.
Yeah, but first you usually go over there and pull down that blonde waitress's top.
But let's be real. Joe's got plenty of reasons to be fed up with Peter.
Well, that was sadder than what I was going for. Well, at least it's over.
Remember that time Peter tackled him in a wheelchair football game in Patriot Games? Yeah, Peter's been putting Joe in ridiculous situations for years.
Not a good day for Joe.
So, while Joe's betrayal hurts, maybe Peter kind of had it coming. 8. Cleveland moves away without telling Peter. Cleveland, the guy who's always been there, just up and leaves Quahog without so much as a heads up to Peter.
I'd have to be a homosexual to ignore a signal like that.
But, Carolyn, you completely misunderstood me. I wanted you like crazy.
That's cold. In Love, Blackshwally, Cleveland decides to move to Stool Bend to get a fresh start, but he doesn't bother to let Peter know until the last minute.
What was her name? Wheezy or Florida or something? Jennifer Hudson?
Loretta.
Talk about abandonment issues.
Carolyn and I are supposed to elope tomorrow, but here comes Loretta all apologetic and wanting to get our family back together and whatnot.
Peter and Cleveland go way back, so this hit Peter hard. It's like Cleveland didn't even consider what it would do to Peter's fragile sense of friendship.
Wait, Loretta's mother's in town and we have to go buy new sheets for the dog bed.
Cleveland!
I mean the pull-out sofa bed.
And the worst part, Cleveland doesn't even feel guilty about it. Sure, he's doing what's best for himself, but it leaves Peter feeling totally abandoned.
Look, maybe we should play another time.
Screw that. I busted my ass keeping Lois busy so I could be here. Now let's grip it and rip it.
7. Brian dates Peter's ex-girlfriend. Let's not forget that time Brian went behind Peter's back and started dating his ex-girlfriend.
I guess that's our answer.
Tell you what, how about I take it and then send it to you after I read it?
Swear to God?
Stop it.
Yeah, you heard that right. In Brian in Love, Brian hooks up with one of Peter's exes. Seriously, Brian? That's a low blow, even for you.
Listen, I gotta go.
Really?
Don't worry, you'll see me again.
Peter might not be the brightest guy, but he doesn't deserve to be blindsided like that. Peter thought Brian was his ride or die, but apparently Brian's loyalty has some limits.
Another one? You haven't even opened the one that came for you a week ago.
You idiot! Why didn't you tell me this was here?
Especially when there's romance involved.
Do you mind?
Nope, not at all. You know, I took a Thai massage class at the Learning Annex.
I mean, how many times is Brian going to stab Peter in the back before Peter starts realizing who his real friends are? 6. Quagmire almost marries Peter's daughter.
And you know what? You got another member right next door if you ever want to talk and stuff. Happy birthday.
Okay, this one takes the cake for the most twisted betrayal. Quagmire actually tries to marry Peter's daughter Meg in Meg and Quagmire.
So, how your studies going?
They're going pretty good. School's good.
What's your favorite class?
What was your favorite class?
Okay, let's say it at the same time and see if they're the same. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here's math. Oh my God, we have so much in common.
Yep. The same Quagmire who's been creeping on women for years now wants to settle down with Peter's daughter.
Hey, you want to blow this joint?
Sure.
Oh, wow, really? All right, go for it.
Come on, let's go.
You mean leave? Yeah, sure. No, let's go.
Peter understandably loses it, and who could blame him? This is about as personal as a betrayal gets.
Meg, I'm only going to say this once. You may be an adult, but you're still my daughter, and it's my job to protect you from errant wieners.
Peter spent years putting up with Quagmire's sleaziness, but this is where any father would draw the line.
There you are, you son of a bitch! You get away from my daughter, you pervert!
It's honestly shocking that Peter didn't go full Hulk mode on Quagmire sooner. And don't get me started on how Meg even entertained the idea. Yikes.
We love you and we just never want to see you hurt. I only wish I'd seen what was going on from the start like your father did.
5. Joe betrays Peter by taking over his job. When Peter starts slacking off at work, Joe swoops in and takes over his role in Chick Cancer.
Welcome to the first day of shooting for Steel Vaginas.
Peter, this movie doesn't seem to make any sense.
It makes perfect sense, Lois.
It's one thing to outshine your friend, but Joe doesn't just do that.
All right, Joe, let's lose the wheelchair and shoot this thing.
Peter, I can't lose the wheelchair. I need it to move.
He revels in it. Peter's left fuming when he realizes his friend has completely replaced him at the job, making this betrayal hit even harder.
Joe.
So, what do we do here?
Well, we usually come here, you buy us drinks, and tell us what Lois's nipples look like you always do.
Peter's fragile ego takes a beating here, and it's not like Joe ever apologizes for it.
And, I just wanted to ask, how do you deal with it?
Deal with what?
With being retarded.
Sure, Joe's doing his job, but there's a line, and Joe crossed it. This is just another example of how Peter's friends sometimes care more about winning than they do about Peter's feelings.
All right, let's do it! Yes, I am the king!
4. Brian sells Peter out to get out of a fight. Brian might seem like the voice of reason most of the time, but when push comes to shove, literally, he's quick to throw Peter under the bus.
Sorry, Peter. I can't make it tonight. I have a date.
Dad!
But you were supposed to drive tonight. Well, what am I supposed to do? If I drive, I'll have to have a bunch of drinks first because I am very self-conscious about my drive.
In Brian the Bachelor, Peter gets into a scuffle with some tough guys, and instead of backing him up, Brian sells him out. "You're on your own, buddy," Brian basically says as he hightails it out of there. Not exactly what you'd call loyalty.
They are stupid. But I figure I got a few days of free booze and free food before they kick me off. I could use a vacation. Oh, yes, because you've got such a heavy workload around here.
We've seen Brian backstab Peter before, but this moment really shows just how far Brian will go to save his own skin. And to think, Peter still considers him his best friend.
Oh, wait. You and your girlfriend are taking the name James Woods off to high school?
Well, yes, for Martin Luther King.
That's crazy. You gonna name the school after the star of Space 1999?
Oh, that's Martin Landau.
Brian, you might want to think twice about your loyalty the next time Peter's in trouble. Though knowing Brian, he probably won't. 3. Quagmire abandons Peter in jail.
And not commenting on the believability of the police work. Could John McClane really foil a giant heist outside his jurisdiction, then just walk away and do zero paperwork?
Nothing says betrayal like leaving your buddy behind to rot in jail. In Breaking Out is Hard to Do, Peter gets himself thrown in the slammer, and instead of helping him out, Quagmire decides to hightail it out of there. Seriously, Quagmire? Your friend's locked up and you're just gonna bounce? That's cold.
Guys, stop! Stop! Look at us. We're shivving each other on Thanksgiving. Oh, wait, no one shivved Cleveland. Ah! But what are we doing? What are all of us doing?
Even for Quagmire. Quagmire's sense of loyalty is seriously lacking in this one. Sure, Peter gets himself into some pretty dumb situations, but...
So it's over? And what was Venice?
Same thing it always was, babe. A dream we both wanted to believe.
What kind of friend leaves you hanging like that? If there's ever a moment where Peter should reconsider who his real friends are, this is it.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. And don't worry about me. I'll see you real soon.
Yet somehow, Quagmire gets off the hook, again. 2. Cleveland sleeps with Peter's new girlfriend.
Cleveland?
Oh, hey, Brian. Close that window. You're letting all the stank out.
Now, we've already talked about Quagmire crossing the line, but Cleveland? Yeah, even the calmest guy in Quahog isn't immune to betraying Peter.
Well, you never made a move on me, so I thought you just wanted to be friends. Then I met Cleveland, and things just kind of took off.
In Love Thy Trophy, Peter starts dating a new woman, but before long, Cleveland makes his move.
Now, why don't you go hop on that gay bike of yours and go get yourself a lollipop or a cupcake or something? We good, Brian. We good.
It's bad enough to lose your girlfriend, but to one of your closest friends?
Ooh, Carolyn and I are supposed to elope tomorrow, but here comes Loretta all apologetic and wanting to get our family back together and whatnot.
Ouch. The betrayal cuts deep on this one. And Cleveland doesn't even seem to feel guilty about it. Sure, he's always been the quiet guy in the group.
Well, I gotta live with Donna.
Uh-oh, there she is.
Oh, no. Peter, quick, change pigments.
But when he makes a move like this, it's hard to look at him the same way. This betrayal is a reminder that even the most loyal-seeming friends can surprise you in the worst ways.
I guess at the very least I could go talk to her tomorrow and see how I feel. Thanks for your help, Griffins.
1. Joe and Quagmire betray Peter in the apocalypse. Finally, we come to the ultimate betrayal. Joe and Quagmire ditching Peter during an actual apocalypse. In Da Boom, after Quahog is destroyed, Peter takes charge.
Boy.
Peter, there was no third Hardy Boy.
Oh, really? Just like there was no apocalypse, he shoots, he scores!
But as soon as things start getting tough, Joe and Quagmire leave Peter in the dust. Yep, during the end of the world, Peter's so-called friends are more than happy to save themselves.
We just gotta get to that Twinkie factory and we'll have all the food we need.
Well, goodbye, sweet home. Maybe someday we'll return.
Hey, Joe, can you keep an eye on the place?
I might as well. I melted to the ground.
Peter might not always be the smartest guy in the room, but he trusts his friends with his life. And when they turn their backs on him during the most dangerous situation imaginable, it's the ultimate slap in the face.
Oh, forget the party. The world's gonna end. Y2K. I heard it from a chicken man.
Oh, Peter, you are the height of just too muchery.
Seriously, if you can't rely on your friends in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, when can you rely on them?
Oh, hey, Clevemeyer.
That's Quagland.
Quagland? Oh, you must be dreaming.
Not about kicking your fat ass.
Boys, please. You used to be so close.
Sorry, Lois.
So, there you have it. The most brutal betrayals Peter Griffin ever had to face. From his best friends ditching him to his wife nearly running off with Quagmire.
Boy, I don't know how a half a glass of wine got me so lightheaded. I better lie down.
You want me to help you upstairs?
Oh my God, you are a saint.
Peter's had to deal with some serious backstabbing over the years.
Here, play Grand Theft Auto for 8 hours, and then we'll give it another try.
Which betrayal do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, or who knows, maybe your friends will betray you too.